I think for Simple Boy, I think I want to reach out to him. If he has any problem, I've been busy with this guest, and I take it personally. I can promise you that tomorrow I'll be with him. I'll look for him. We cannot lose a talent like that. This card is for Steve Simple Boy. Take it to him, tell him he has a brother, and we got his back. If I can meet him even tomorrow, I would really appreciate. If you can connect me, please, you got my number, and share it with him.
Thank you guys for coming once again. My name is Talanda Hella. I'm happy to have the CEO with me here, and Hane from USA, and Leif from Norway. So we are here to welcome our friends from Norway and Germany that will be joining us for the International Night of Worship event that will be taking place on the 2nd of July at 4 p.m. in Nakuru. So these are just some of the singers that are coming to join those that have already been here. We have some that had already come before, some that are from the USA, we have some that are coming from France, we have some that have come from Sweden. So this is the other group that has come to join us.
Yes. First of all, I know this is quite unique. I think we haven't seen you at the airport receiving guests.
I don't do it quite often, but this is special. We have a huge group of guests from Norway and from Germany, and I said I'll come in person to receive them. So I was right inside the airport, clearing them. We are so happy to have them around here. This is big for us as a country, and on my own behalf, on behalf of the Music Corporate Society of Kenya and the government of Kenya, I want to welcome our guests very warmly to Kenya, to Nairobi. Kenya hakuna matata, and really say how excited we are to have them, for them to visit our country, to do the great things that they are doing under the Mziki tours, and we are looking forward to the concert and to interactions with them, to build networks and partnerships, and to ensure that they also identify and nurture talent. And we are looking forward to doing collabos between Kenya and Norway, Kenya and Germany. Definitely. So I'm here to provide that infrastructure to ensure that they are able to see the right people, meet the right people, and get the right connections. It's about networking.
Mr. CEO, can we say this is just the beginning of a new dawn, especially in the gospel industry?
Absolutely. And as you know, 2 weeks ago, we ended a meeting at State House with the president, and we promised that we are going to turn a new page of partnerships, engagements, and collaboration. You are aware that Yvonne Chaka is coming to Kenya in 2 weeks, but to receive these great delegates from across the world, from Europe and America, and to have them visiting Kenya in huge numbers, for us is exciting. We didn't see it this way. We had a dream, but we didn't know that Bunny could pull this one. He has gone beyond expectations, and we are very grateful to you, Bunny.
Thank you.
Yes.
Maybe, Bunny, tell us, did you notice, per se, a gap that you decided to do such a thing in the country, or what actually pushed you to do such a thing?
Yeah, I think there's been a gap with music specifically in Kenya, especially the gospel artists in Kenya. There hasn't been growth and transition into doing international music or partnering with international singers. So that's why we are trying to do this, so that gospel singers from other countries can come to Kenya and share their, like Leif here. Leif is an international brand. He's one of the best choir directors in Norway and in Europe as a whole. A few months ago, he had a festival in Norway, in Oslo. I was there. And he had so many people from all across Norway that came to participate. So he's a very professional guy. So by him being here and interacting with local talents, local artists, local gospel artists, I think it's going to be a very huge support for them, and of course help them to enhance their professionalism through the trainings that he will offer and the workshops, and all other choir conductors and music directors that are coming. And of course, in terms of networking, as the CEO has said, this is very helpful for all of us. So yes, there has been a gap, and that's why we are doing this. And I'm happy that Hane was able to also join. Hane is from Norway but living in the USA, but she's passionate about this, so she's a great team player, and I'm happy that she joined hands with me and we are able to put this together, and that's why we're here. Yes.
Maybe just to get to hear from her, maybe what are you expecting from this whole thing now that it's happening maybe in another country, not maybe your home country?
Yes, so we are doing mission trips around the world with music. So we mobilize Christian artists, gospel artists primarily, to go around the world and to do these kinds of things. And this is the biggest one, I think, in one way, because we're gathering people from different countries. But we're usually doing that, and we've done that in about 25 countries so far, so we hope to continue with that. But definitely hoping to come back to Kenya.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Maybe, Bunny, you're a gospel artist. And of course, in this project, the other time you told us that you're going to work with even Kenyan gospel artists. Maybe you can tell us some of the artists you will be working on, because people are asking, why are we not seeing the likes of maybe Ringtone, Mercy.
So I know that they are gospel artists, but also there are those who hasn't been in the light. So we are focusing on working with those talents that have been unidentified for a long time. So there are so many people in Kenya who are doing very good music, gospel music, but they are unidentified. So they have talents that are very raw, and those are the people we are working with. We have close to 150 of them that we are working with. So I know why you're asking me about Ringtone. I don't want to be the chairman of gospel music.
And by the way,
the
future lies in the upcoming artists.
Yeah.
Really, if we are to focus just on the big names, we need to connect the little ones who are coming up. Those are the ones who need support. Ringtone is established, Ssaru is established, Wamui, all these guys, Rafton, all those guys. But when you connect those guys in the grassroots with musicians like this, you give them exposure, you open their minds to the world of possibilities, and they are likely to make the next big names in the next 5-10 years. Yes. And so it's more important to focus on the upcoming ones than the established one, because we will sustain the same narrative. But when you go for the upcoming ones, you are building a new narrative, you are building a new story, you are giving hope to guys who may never rise to be there. Yes. Because the economic times and the difficulties young people are going through and lack of jobs, want to tell them, yes, you can make it in music. This can be business as well, but you can also use music as a talent to further the gospel, to build cohesiveness, build peace in society, and so on. And so the upcoming ones are our target, and they are more likely to become a powerful vehicle than the established names who are busy, they are traveling, you may never get to them. Not that we don't need them, we need them. But I think what Bunny has done, that approach, is what we support as MCSK, to go for the upcoming artists, give them support, open their eyes, connect them with the big guys like this. I was just telling the other group when Anek came, that we have Lupita Nyong'o in the film industry, who was given a small role in a film that was done in 2012 by a group like this who came to Kenya. And she was given a very minute role, but she ended up becoming an Oscar star. So this is what we are expecting out of this exposure, out of the inspiration they are getting. Those young unknown musicians who are struggling will find hope. They will believe they can become him, they can become like she is, and that helps to build their career.
Now, as the Chief Executive Officer MCSK, kumekuwa na debate pale hivyo online of something that was launched just a few weeks ago. You've talked about the last time you being in State House and maybe bringing up new artists. I don't know, first of all, what you have to say about the project Talanda Hella.
Yes, amazing. That's why we were launching it at State House. And if you remember, I was the last to talk to the president. And immediately after that, we left for South Africa, where we were signing a big pact with Google and YouTube, so that our music, because our Kenyans are on the internet, and that's why I'm also here there. You know, I was very surprised to find that he noted where, you know, I was tweeting about these guys and putting them on social media. So most of these guys, including him from Germany, they could identify me because, and why I'm on social media is because the young people are there. And we need to connect with them, give them hope and inspiration right from there. Talanda Hella seeks to nurture, identify and nurture talents in all fields. And in the music industry, I think this is the best sector that can create jobs and wealth and give hope to our young people. And then use their talents to build society, to develop moral values, to develop good character, and inspire many people. So I think Talanda Hella is a great idea. We are supporting the minister. We are working together. I've just come from a meeting with the Minister for Foreign Affairs. I've told him about our guests, and we're hoping that he will have time to talk to them. And the whole idea is to open this country to the rest of the world and ensure that our young people get the same opportunity that we had. I was telling when I was in Oslo, and I was able in 2005 to attend the Independence Day, and somebody gave me a chance in Oslo. An old man called John Willie Rudolph. Now, life is here, and so many people, and I'm hoping somebody in many years to come, a young person who has no hope will be a CEO, and they'll be saying, because he came, because she came, because Bunny did this, they have become great, and they can also nurture others and uplift others.
You've talked about maybe giving hope to people in the industry.
Yes.
Mr. Ezekiel, I don't know, do you know Stivo Simple Boy?
Yes, he's my friend. Yes.
No, just yesterday.
You forgot I've been the regulator of the film industry, so I meant those comedians. Yes.
No, he's not a comedian, he's an artist.
Well, he's an artist, but he's funny. So comedy that.
So just a few days ago, I think yesterday also, he came out to say that unfortunately he's not doing well. He has been in the music industry, a star with many supporters, but unfortunately inasemekana kwamba kimfuko inafikia hadi mahali analala njaa. Now many Kenyans were on it saying that maybe music, especially here in Kenya, doesn't pay.
That's why we're here. Music pays. If you look at some of the richest people in the world, they're either sportsmen like Lionel Messi and others. Haaland. He's from Norway. He's from Norway. So they know him. 22 years. Billionaire because of talent. Music pays. Only that we as leaders have let down our young people. And that's why I like the approach Bunny has taken. Because before, it has been celebrity culture, just going for the popular names, who are very complicated sometimes even to work with, by the way. And I say that with tremendous respect. But when you go for the young people and nurture them and give them hope, they are more likely to follow the path of helping others and inculcating the moral values. I think for Stivo Simple Boy, I think I want to reach out to him. If he has any problem, I've been busy with this guest, and I take it personally. I can promise you that tomorrow I'll be with him. I'll look for him. We cannot lose a talent like that.
I think on the same note, I can join the CEO. We can join hands and try to see how huyo kijana tunaweza kumsaidia.
Tell him that we are here and we have guests when we can connect him. But more importantly, we are helping him locally here. I'm the CEO of Music Operating Society of Kenya. I can't lose a guy like that. Those are the ones we are going for. So please, if there's a way you can get him for us, you have my number. I want to give it to you so that you pass it to him, yeah? It's practical, just like that. Oh, I don't have a card. Fred, help me with a card, yeah. So take this, send that message to him and tell him that the CEO is looking for him. We'll sort this out. He's in safe hands, yeah.
Maybe for Bunny, because that debate has been right here in Kenya. Of course, maybe you're not so much most of your time here in the country. I don't know what you have to say about these complaints we are getting from the Kenyan musicians.
In terms of, I think it depends with most of the artists in Kenya are supposed to expound on the platforms and opportunities that are there. For instance, the CEO here is doing a great job in supporting those most of the artists, but he can only do that to those that are availing themselves, those that are able to walk into his office and talk to him. There are so many other offices created by the government that are playing a huge role in supporting the talents. So people should really come out and try to see how they work with the government so that they can benefit themselves. But most importantly, for these big artists that you're talking about, they should also create a way and try to mentor those other artists that are upcoming. So hawezi kuwa unasema wewe ni msanii mkubwa ama wewe uko sawa ama vile unasema wale wasanii wakubwa, lakini hakuna mtu yoyote umeshika mkono ukamtengezea njia. So you should try to tengezea njia at least one artist or two or three or four. Try to mentor them so that mtu akifika mahali after 2, 3, 4 years anaweza kuita jina aseme kama si yule singekuwa mahali niko. Like what I'm doing now. Ukishika artist wawili watatu alafu wapate network hapa, mtu ajipate ako Norway ama aende afanye biashara yake, apate muziki, apate management, apate different platforms. That is how you mentor people. So hawezi sema you are a big artist, you've been in the industry or whatever space, music space for 10, 20 years or 15 years, lakini hakuna mavuno, hakuna kitu inaonekana ya kwamba umeshika mtu mkono. Like Stivo Simple Boy unasema amekuwa na artists wengi sana, lakini hakuna mtu amemshika mkono akammentor. That is why yuko vile yuko. So the artists in Kenya should aspire to also mentor those young artists that are upcoming and create ways for them. Not just to say wakitembea huku na magari wanasema tuko na gari. Pesa haipigi kelele bana. Kama una pesa tulia, shikilia ule mwingine ambaye hana njia, mlete juu na Mungu atakubariki. Lakini usitembee kutuonyesha Range Rover bana, ama useme wewe ni chairman. It doesn't. It doesn't.
All right, just two questions. Daktari Ezekiel Mutua, CEO, Music Cooperative of Kenya. You're always champion for good music in these countries. You're always champion for empowership and empowerment. I've seen today you've joined hands, my good friend, Bani Asila, a very empowering youth champion. Now, my question is, one, are you working on a song with our international guests for the concert that is coming? Because I've seen with them, hanging with them. I didn't manage to see a picture with you with them in a studio.
With them, but ideally, for me, it is to provide the connection, the bridge between our local artists and this international, the infrastructure for our people to get to reach these guys and to be able to network. And like I said, to have an opportunity where we can create another Grammy Award winner, an Oscar winner, and get great people will come out of these connections. We are also creating policies in respect to the question you're asking, Bunny, about why music is not selling in Kenya. That's why I'm in this space, because I realize piracy, issues of piracy, local content. I have just been in a meeting the whole day today where we are pushing for 80% local content airplay on our radio. Because their music they have good music, but mostly we play foreign. Not that it's bad, but there should be a balance and a policy that ensures that we give a platform through our radio and our national frequencies to local people to have their music also played. But through this collaboration, if Stivo Simple Boy can have his music played in Norway, in the US, you know, these are the collaborations. So we're opening the world for them. Instead of targeting at the 50 million people in Kenya as their market, the 7-point-something billion in the world, and with the infrastructure the ICT infrastructure and the connectivity and the creativity of our youth, this is a dream that is possible to achieve. So this is what we are doing as leaders, to fight piracy, open up the platforms, the ICT platforms, connect them with the world through organizations like this, and ensure that they have exposure so that they can be able to do great things with other people and get the inspiration they need.
Talking of 80% airplay, the other day we had a press, you talked about this particular artist, Ssaru, niko na pesa kushinda babako, and of course that was the talk of town from...
I was just using it as an example. That's great music. First of all, it became a buzz. Yeah, it's a very popular thing. However, I still stick to the point that artists are talented, and that talent is from God. We need to use it to build values, to build society, not to destroy. So we cannot normalize evil in the name of making money. That's how countries get destroyed. When you use music to further drugs, to further hate, to promote homophobia, to promote all those bad vices, I think it's a bad thing. So mine is, we need to be careful. So it may look cool to say niko na pesa na ni ya babako, but to what end? And ultimately, when you give your account at the end of the day, do you feel proud that you say that? Is it something you want to normalize? Because you can use music, and to our young people whose minds are impressionable, they think it's cool to behave that way. So this guy is saying, I can relate with your father and, ditch you and the money. Yeah, it's not right.
And then also, sasa seriously ukimba mziki kama hiyo, nani ata consume?
Yeah.
Alafu unakuja una complain unasema mziki hailipi.
Because you restrict your market to adults. And you'll not be called to State House. I went with the Wamlabe. You remember those guys? I was with them in State House. And I was telling them, you wouldn't have been here if you continued with that thing that I stopped. Yeah, we were with them in State House. You saw them. Now they're into Mugithi and they're singing. And I was telling it's about marketability. Yes, you can do all manner of pornography and whatever you want. We are a free country. But for who? The music that sells is music you can consume in your car, in your office, in your home, in church, in public places. When you do untaught content, you restrict your market to a very small group of perverts, if you ask me.
Daktari, last question. How are you planning maybe to support Bani with this amazing cause, maybe to incorporate with the government?
I'm giving him my name, my everything. I'm here at this hour. I've had a difficult day, but I had to come for him and to meet our brothers and sisters. So whatever we can do, our time, our money, our availability, and just the inspiration and the connection. So I may not quantify in terms of money what we are giving, but like I've said, we are planning meetings with the relevant ministers. So let's see how it goes. But he has our support, and Bunny, you are doing a great thing. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
One last question. Maybe from this, are we expecting maybe to see Mr. CEO receiving maybe sometimes other Kenyan artists? For example, you have Sauti Sol doing their world tours. Yes. Will you be here when they come?
You know, like I say, those are established. They can manage, and they're doing very well, and we are very proud of them. The meeting I've come from, we were with Churchill, and we're just discussing the same things. When you get established like Churchill, look at the people Churchill has made. So we are saying we reach out to those young ones. But I look forward to, out of this trip, in the future, receiving great guys who are mentored and nurtured out of this kind of interaction. Yes.
Thank you so much, guys. Karibu Kenya.
Thank you. This card is for Steve Simple Boy. Take it to him and tell him he has a brother, and we got his back. If I can meet him even tomorrow, I would really appreciate. If you can connect me, please. You got my number and share it with him. All right? Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.